Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar News channel. Stop what you're doing because something huge might be happening right now. For years, people have been watching and waiting for that one clear sign that the Iraqi dinar revaluation, the RV, is finally on the move. And today, reports are spreading fast that could be the spark we've all been waiting for. People are saying that major banks, not just small local ones, are showing new IQD and even VND rates on their internal systems. This isn't coming from some rumor in a forum or random social media post. This is coming from people who are monitoring bank systems very closely. Screens at banks like Wells Fargo are suddenly displaying numbers that have never been there before. If that's true, then we might be closer to the RV than anyone thought. The buzz started late in the afternoon, right around 5 p.m., That's why many are calling this the 5 p.m. update. People who regularly check with banking contacts noticed a sudden change rates for the Iraqi dinar in the $3 range appearing on internal bank screens. And not just placeholders or test codes, but actual numbers with live data attached to them. Banks don't make changes like this for fun. The large bank updates its currency rates internally. It usually means they are preparing for something. The timing is interesting too because for weeks, people have been reporting unusual activity in bank branches. Staff being told to be ready and behind-the-scenes meetings that no one would fully explain. This new change feels like the moment when all the quiet moves start to show on the surface. Let's be clear, this is still unfolding. And no one is saying the RV is live today. But the signs are stacking up in a way we haven't seen in a long time. You've been holding IQD, you know the feeling of waiting through false starts and endless speculation. The difference now is that the updates are coming from inside major financial institutions with real systems in play. And the news isn't just about the IQD. Some sources are saying the Vietnamese dong, the VND, is also showing movement in the sane systems. That matters because both currencies have been tied to RV discussions for years, with many expecting them to revalue close together. Two or more currencies are updating at once. It could signal a coordinated move in the global currency reset we've been hearing about. Here's why this matters so much. When a major bank like Wells Fargo updates rates, it's not a random experiment. Banks operate on strict systems and rules. And currency rate changes are tied to policy updates, system-wide adjustments, and sometimes new government or central bank instructions. IQD rates are being set internally at values like $3.20 or $3.50. That suggests someone in a position of authority has given the order to prepare for exchanges. Banks don't like surprises. They start with internal updates, then train their staff, then run internal simulations, and only after that do they go public. This behind-the-curtain phase can be short, sometimes days before the public sees the same rates. That's why this 5 p.m. update is causing such a stir in the IQD community. Think about what this means for you as a dinar or dong holder. If rates go live without warning, will you know exactly where you're going to exchange? Do you already have your paperwork ready, your receipts, certificates of authenticity, identification, and any other documents your bank might request? These steps may seem small, but when things move, they move fast. You do not want to be scrambling for a passport while others are already in the bank completing their exchanges. The smart move is to prepare now, not after the announcement. That means storing your currency securely, verifying it's in good condition, and having a clear plan for how you'll handle your new wealth. And it's not just about getting your hands on the money. You need to think long-term, depending on where you live. Exchanging your IQD or VND could trigger taxes, either as capital gains or income. The last thing you want is to lose a huge portion of your exchange value because you didn't plan ahead. Talk to a trusted financial advisor or accountant now. If the RV is truly close, those who have a strategy will keep far more of their gains than those who rush in without one. Remember, the RV isn't just a payday, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to build lasting wealth. For months now, Little pieces of the puzzle have been appearing, reports of private groups being told to stay alert. Quiet updates in bank systems, central banks holding discreet meetings. People who watch these developments closely have felt that something was building behind the scenes. Now, this sudden appearance of IQD and VND rates on bank screens could be the trigger that moves everything forward. And once one big bank updates, others will follow quickly. No bank wants to be left behind when a major currency revaluation happens, because being late could mean losing huge amounts of business to competitors. Of course, we have to be realistic. Many of you have been through false alarms before. Rates appear, then disappear. Rumors spread, then fade. But there's a reason this feels different. The timing matches other global financial chatter. The scale is bigger. These aren't small banks in remote locations. We're talking about household names in international finance. And the rates being discussed are serious, in the $3 range for the IQD, which lines up with what many have predicted for years. That's why people are paying attention to this moment in a way they haven't in the past. Now, let's talk about what happens after the RV. Some people are asking, will the dinar just revalue and stay fixed? Or will it float in the global market? The most likely path is that Iraq will first reinstate the dinar internally, giving it a strong fair value within the country. This means salaries, contracts, and prices in Iraq will adjust to the new value. Once that's stable, Iraq could allow the dinar to float internationally. That means it will be traded on global forex markets, with its value moving up or down based on supply and demand, just like the US dollar or euro. A lot of people worry that a float could mean the value will drop. But if Iraq has done its homework and they've been quietly building reserves, strengthening trade, and expanding oil exports, a float could actually push the value higher. International investors could see the dinar as a strong, stable currency backed by oil and natural resources. That kind of demand can create upward pressure, meaning your IQD might be worth more in the months after the RV, not less. This is why patience, even after the RV, could be very rewarding for those who hold on. The VND is also worth watching closely. Vietnam has been quietly positioning itself for stronger global trade, building manufacturing partnerships, and expanding exports. If the VND is part of this wave of reevaluations, we could see similar patterns: an initial jump to a new fixed value, followed by an international float. Holding both IQD and VND could give you two powerful opportunities in the same financial event. It's rare to see multiple currencies in play at once, and this is why many in the RV community are so energized by today's developments. If this really is the beginning of the endgame, then we're entering the most critical stage of the process. This is when being connected to reliable updates matters most. Ignore the trolls, fake screenshots, and hype-driven posts. Look for patterns, verifiable events, and consistent reports from trusted voices. The truth always reveals itself over time, and if today's rate changes are genuine, we should see more banks updating their systems in the days ahead. That's when the countdown truly begins. It's been a long journey for the IQD community. Years of waiting. Countless hours studying updates, learning financial terms, and preparing for a day that sometimes felt like it would never come. But history is full of moments when years of quiet preparation suddenly turn into days of rapid change. This is one of those moments. Then the next few days could change lives. Not because of luck, but because of persistence, knowledge, and readiness. So here's the bottom line: stay calm, stay prepared, and stay informed. If you hold IQD or VND, review your plan now. Know where you'll go, who you'll talk to, and how you'll protect your wealth. Watch the developments carefully, because when major banks start loading live rates for currencies like these, it's rarely by accident. Something is happening. Something big. And if you've been waiting for your chance, this could be it. Keep your eyes open, because the RV could be about to erupt and you'll want to be ready when it does.